All right, people, what is happening? Welcome to the unknown episode of The Drop. Is it 9?
I think it's 9.
Do we know?
I think it's
Ruben Dominguez, that is Quinn Bishop, and I got to turn this down because I'm so sorry. That is, you know what? That is just a rookie. That's a rookie fail right there. All right, guys. So welcome aboard. You know the drill. We're live at Cactus Music, and we're telling you what's hot, what's dropping, hence the name, what's new. And for that, I defer to my extremely talented and knowledgeable co-host, Quinn.
Thanks, Ruben.
You're welcome. Take us away, man. What are we going to kick it off with?
Well, you know, we have to kick it off with news of the day yesterday. Very sad news. Passing of Dusty Hill. We're looking at Tres Hombres right here.
Yeah.
We should probably actually be looking at the gatefold. It's almost lunch.
Right.
With Leo's in the middle. But, you know, I think everybody in Houston who's a big music fan, you know, around the world are mourning his passing. Signature musician on his chosen instrument, and one of the best rhythm sections in
sure, absolutely in business. Yeah, him and Frank Beard, and you can't go wrong with this one. Like, let's say this is the first ZZ Top album that you started with, so it's going to open with "Waiting for a Bus."
And you know, it's rare that you can say about someone's like, hey, what record should I buy? And you tell them a studio album, not a greatest hits record. But yes, that's the jump off point.
Yeah. Beer Drinkers and Hellraisers, Masters of Sparks, LaGrange. Come on.
Well, we undeniably great.
Wow.
And really kind of changed, it raised the profile of Texas within rock and roll. That was the first thing I think where everything was branded.
And that was the thing, they took blues and they took, they were so good at taking these pieces of Texas mythology, or maybe create Texas mythology. They did a tour where they took a Longhorn on tour with them and called it Taking Texas to the People. So they were the state ambassadors.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Absolutely.
For rock and the band still is. I mean, I hear they're going to continue with under his blessing, Dusty's blessing, but we'll all miss him.
Yeah, rest in peace, Dusty Hill, man.
Rest in peace.
He will be missed. Well, let's keep the music going, man.
Let's talk new music, and let's keep it in a Texas vein. Let's talk about this guy, one of our favorite guys around here, Rodney Crowl. Grew up in Houston. Actually, he's playing tonight at Heights Theater.
Oh, cool!
But it is sold out, so can't get in there. But this new record is fantastic. It's really kind of a contemplation on mortality, which I think you're going to hear some records like that coming out in post pandemic.
If you weren't thinking about that before the pandemic, it's probably crossed your mind now.
No doubt.
Guess, if you had to, how old Rodney Crowl is.
I actually know that he's 7. Look how cool you.
Dude is 70.
I want to
be
be
walking around looking like that.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, one of the greatest country music writers
for sure.
ever.
Yeah.
His record, Houston Kid, like everybody has.
He's one of the guys that your favorite singer-songwriter listens to.
Yeah, and the nutty thing about him, if you look at like his publishing page, he's written so many songs he never recorded that were chart hits. He's had a chart hit in every decade since the 70s. Like he's had a huge hit written, either by himself or for other people.
Love it.
Local guy, Mondo Signs, he has a brand new record out, and I think we're the only people in Houston that have this. Gigged around Houston a lot. A great singer-songwriter. He's got an awesome voice.
Yeah, and
I
don't know anything about Mondo.
Oh, really? So he gigged right here, but part of the Duck crowd, and then moved to Nashville. And Frank Liddell, who's a longtime Houstonian, his publishing company Mondo is works for them, and so this is a self-released record. We've done really well with his others.
For folks that don't know, what kind of style? Where would you classify him? It's
country, but way more on the singer-songwriter type. Like his voice is definitely the focus of what he does. He's a great singer.
Yeah, so check him out, guys. We got to give some shout-outs. Some of the people joining us on the Facebook here. We've got Alice, who is watching. Thank you for that. She told me she'd be dialing in. So a little shout. Give Alice a shout-out there, Quinn.
Hi, Alice.
There you go. All right, Connie, yo, good afternoon. My thoughts. Okay, well, we'll see. Connie's got a long one here. I don't have
Someone got nod.
Oh, really?
It's at the yada yada.
Oh, okay. So I'm so sorry. Sheila Hendricks also joining us, Mecca, and of course, Jen and V. Shout out, and Sonia. What's up? Yeah, Sonia, so you wants to know if Mondo does play here. Yeah, you can catch Mondo.
Yeah, he was actually through, I think, a few weeks ago. I could be mistaken, but he can be seen. All his family's here, so he can be seen.
Javi wants to shout out too.
Javi.
Shout out. All right, let's keep it rolling.
Okay. This one is hard to see on the old screen there. New music from Luke Combs.
Nice.
3 tracks.
Like a 10-inch?
Yeah, being revered as, salt of the earth. Layman, totally regular guy, brilliant songwriter, a great singer, occasional Cactus shopper. If he's through town, so he's a big vinyl fan. But first new music from him in a while, and I think there's going to be another full length. His tour was one of the big tours that was I think he was playing Toyota Center and postponed because of the pandemic. So I think you're seeing artists release some new music just to kind of
keep their name out there.
Keep
Absolutely.
their name out there.
That's a cool one. I like that.
All right, man, we're going to move in a soulful direction as we had discussed.
There's a lot of soul in that basket.
We got a lot of soul.
There's a lot of soul
we
in
got
that
soul.
basket.
You asked, we have soul.
It's the summer of soul.
It is the summer of soul. As we said before on the drop, once this film comes out, it's going to be all Aretha all the time.
Yeah.
There's a new Aretha box set retrospective, 4 discs of all the hits, all the best albums, because she's primarily a singles
artist, absolutely.
And so this has all the great singles, a lot of outtakes, unreleased recordings, and stuff that you should just hear. It's very, very well assembled and packaged. And the packaging is super cool as well.
Yeah.
That is available on vinyl, and it is a pared down 1 disc or 2 disc set. But that's the big kahuna right there that's got 50-something songs. Or something.
Yeah, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting a hit on here.
Yeah, and you just wait. I mean, this film comes out. Jennifer Hudson.
Trailer looks good. Saw it the other day for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow. And lots of live and studio, but I think you already mentioned that. Super cool.
And we're going to roll from the classic to the contemporary. This is you want to talk staff favorites. This artist is a staff favorite.
All right.
We've done art events with them at the store, signings, but the first time on the first album they came through and played, they blew the roof off the place. We did not have to call a roofer, but I mean, electrifying performance here at the store. Duran Jones and the Indications. This band is a band to watch. Their previous records have done extremely, extremely well for us, and this one's going to be a big record. I think people are going to be hearing more about them. It's very classic, gritty 60s soul.
Very much so.
With kind of a softer edge, kind of almost. He's got a sweet voice too.
I watched the official video for. Is it With You?
Maybe I haven't seen any of the videos.
How do we pronounce it? We're gonna go with With You.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with With You. Yeah, cool little video. I didn't realize he was the drummer of the band. So he drums and sings.
Well, yeah. Well,
yeah. Or not. I thought he did.
Well, the drummer. So Duran's lead singer, but the drummer,
he started the duties. Yeah, because I couldn't figure that out from the video, but whatever.
And he has a solo record that came out during the pandemic as well. Drummer, but, they're very much a band. It's not like one guy.
It's a cool video too. You should check it out. And if you get this, you get the Red Nebula vinyl, people.
I mean, Red Nebula. Who even knows what that is?
No, it makes me want to buy it.
Moving on to another very anticipated release. This is on Easy Eye, which is Dan Auerbach's label.
Cool.
And
he's got some cool artists on that roster.
He's got some great artists.
Yeah.
And
it's apparently one of the coolest studios in Nashville. Like, people are lining up to record there.
I would
yeah.
That. And he's good at getting the, earthy, organic sound. Not too polished. He's happy to leave the, some of the warts and all in there.
It's all analog. He's got that great classic collection of like vintage mics and stuff. He's really that guy,
And so one of the breakthrough artists of the label is Yola, and her second record is coming out. And you gotta love this, dude. This record
is this an autographed copy?
It is. At Cactus, if you purchase it at our store, your copy will be autographed by Yola,
none other
herself. But
that's
what I was going to show you.
Come on, do it.
This is on the indie store exclusive. Is ready? Neon pink.
Get out of town.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's like cotton candy right there.
So let's see. So I watched the video yesterday for diamond studded shoes. It's a great video. Quinn sends me the list, like what we're going to be, and so I like to go through all of it. And I usually go straight to YouTube and look for the videos.
How great is her voice?
Her voice is amazing. Yeah. So we're not in a soul revival. What do we call it? I mean, we had,
It never goes away.
Right.
It's always.
But somebody
it's
always wants
burning.
to call the next wave something. Like you had your neo soul and you had your,
I mean, sometimes that flame dims and sometimes it's burning bright. And I think it's about to burn really bright because some of these artists are going to cross over and sell a lot of records.
I love that picture.
Yeah, that's a cool photo, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, definitely check this out, man. That's a good one.
And going to keep it on the indie alternative. I like this. Is good.
This new track is good.
Yeah. New Group Love album.
Yes.
They've done really well consistently, building career with, each record,
right,
increase their fan base. This one's got a cake on it. So, I'm for that.
Yeah. Just don't leave it out in the rain.
Oh, y'all never get that recipe again.
Yeah, that'll be that's one and done. So I saw Group Love open for, is it the other way around? I think they opened for the Bell Brigade.
Oh yeah.
It was one. I don't know what the order was. It was one or two.
I think that's right. They were both on Warner Brothers at that time, so that makes sense.
Maybe they were just splitting the
because
bill.
Bell
Who knows?
Brigade is famous kids of. It's going to come. It's called. Whoops! Don't mention it if you can't finish it.
Right.
Okay, keeping the pop stuff going.
Come on.
Records coming later, but there's new Bleachers.
Oh, cool! Yeah,
getting
off. I hear from a lot of people that like this guy. Like this artist.
He's hard to avoid, even if you're not familiar with the name of the band. That guy has produced so many records.
And Bruce Springsteen's on a track, so that doesn't hurt, right?
That helps if you can wrangle that guy into something. But he's produced Taylor Swift. He co-wrote this last St. Vincent record, produced a bunch of that. Claro.
So an overachiever.
An overachiever, just
so that's where we're going with this, right?
I think it kind of starts with him being kind of a a song fixer guy. He was in that band Fun. It had tons of great
right.
pop hooks. And if you're a good songwriter, that's great. But you still need some hooks to get on the radio.
Yeah.
He's probably your guy. Torres, emerging. That's kind of fun because she's on Merge Records.
Sure.
Emerging female artist. Each record has done better than the last. Very cool. I like the cover art. That's one of the reasons I took this one. So
really
looks like a 60s Pulp Fiction kind of book. Oh,
I'm sure you can. I mean, I just think that's one.
I'm gonna let you do it.
I'm gonna pass on that one.
Oh, okay.
Full download is included. Get this one. It's got cool cover art.
Yeah, she's great. Check her out. Stream her online.
Let's do it.
Find out about her. Household name artist has not had a new album. He's been spending his time with Dead and Company, and he's made records that are more players records with the Palladino, and kind of more guitar.
The trio album.
Yeah. So this is the first new rock record from John Mayer in a long time. What's funny about this cover is it looks like a Hall & Oates record or something, right?
Well, that's the idea.
He's leaning in. There's
the lead track, everybody's like, wait a minute, that's Africa by Toto.
Yeah, it's pale blue, Yeah. The only thing that's a giveaway, you would think that this might be a record from like 83, except for he's got a Paul Reed's guitar.
Sure.
They should have put him with like a Strat or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, now we're splitting. Well, he just signed a major endorsement deal with the company, so after that, he would get a little.
I'm sure he gets lots of free guitars.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on one.
Yeah, I mean, you could like Photoshop, Bryan Adams' face on there, and you'd be okay. That'd be like fit like 80s-ish. I don't know where I'm going with that. I thought that was going to come out better than it did. But sometimes you don't know till you put it out there.
Improv.
Or sob rock.
Sob rock. The title kind of bothers me. I'm not gonna lie.
Very sad. Maybe it stands for something.
So he's a sensitive guy.
He is a sensitive guy.
We did an in-store with him one time, and he's absolutely hilarious.
Oh, good.
He's super
good to
funny.
know.
I think people know that.
Good to know.
Hey, man, let's get bluesy.
Yes, please.
This, again.
New artist. Man.
You know this guy?
Of course.
All right. Kingfish. This guy, brand new record.
Just go buy it.
On Alligator Records,
Yeah.
he is easily probably the most respected. He's the lead horse in the young blues.
Yes, he is
running right now.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys.
Big festival
He's
guy,
on
right?
every,
Plays
big
all the
festival guy. He's on
festivals.
everybody's short list. He's on everybody's best blues guitar. Some of those magazines put out lists and stuff.
He's been opening for people forever.
There's a real interesting. So I talk about it all the time, but Premier Guitar does these things called rig rundowns, where they just go and talk to the artist, what kind of guitar are you playing, what kind of, what pedals are you on, what amps are you on, and he starts talking about how he started playing, came up playing in church, so really got used to like doing like kind of these gospel soul kind of chords over mixing in the blues. So it's this great mix of everything that makes a guitar solo amazing. Yeah, and for such a young cat, this dude's. Yeah,
he's awesome. I think
we'll hear more from him.
Big
we'll hear more from
his grandson.
Yeah,
and
love Earl Burnside.
And this was recorded at Royal Recording. That's where you see this right here, the big Royal. That is where all Al Green records were made. That's where the home of High Records.
Cool.
Not had a chance to put an ear on this record yet, but he's a terrific player, great singer, just like the real deal. Passing, carrying the real blues forward.
Exactly.
And you hear that a lot from people. It's like, all the classic guys that kind of pass. What do I buy? That's
So
we just talked about two artists that you should check out.
Yeah, different blues. This is really just kind of like that from the gut, bare bones. Right. You get a lot more of the fireworks.
Yeah, and this is part. It's like Saturday Night Party.
Yeah, it's just going to tear the roof off the place. All right,
we're going to keep it rootsy here.
Do it.
Brand new Los Lobos record. And this is a covers record. I don't think they've made a covers record. They've always done terrific covers. But this is the first one that's all tributes to their favorite writers and favorite tracks.
Love it.
One that stands out to me is War. I know those guys love War.
Sure.
At some point you go see them live, it's going to break down into this low rider, groove. And they do Worlds Together, which is one of my favorite.
Great song. Yeah.
War tracks.
One of these guys that also been in it for decades.
Yeah, and the quality of their records.
Yeah, great players.
Got a little hip hop going on in here.
Please.
Got some LA. These guys are out there. It's a clipping band, and I think they're kind of out there. They're on Sub Pop, which is traditionally a rock label. I love it when you see it tells you that people listen to all kinds of music.
Right.
When you see a hip hop artist on a rock and roll label.
Yeah,
it's very cool. But their records, I think this might be the third.
So the track to look up on here, I guess if you want to get a taste, is Real, right?
Yeah.
Really good. There's also a great live performance recorded recently on KEXP.
Yeah,
where they do it live, which is
those KEXP performances.
One guy on the mic, and I forget it. Him and his buddy / producer founded the band. And they started just like remixing stuff in a bedroom for fun. Like this was never going to be a band. And then it just snowballed.
I love to hear that. That lets people are digging it.
Yeah, and it's really cool. Yeah, and it reminds you of a bunch of different people. When you're listening, there's a bunch of different elements in there, but it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, I think they're kind of on the verge of, clicking to a wider audience because their records have been pretty niche. Speaking of remixing and mixing stuff up, there was one of the pandemic surprises was there's a brand new Paul McCartney record. So this is of that project. A bunch of handpicked artists have reimagined tracks from that McCartney 3 album.
Very cool.
And you can run down the list of artists there. I mean,
so part of the project and everything he did during the pandemic, that's part of the Hulu documentary too, right? There's Hulu documentary. There's either Netflix or Hulu. There's a documentary that it's like McCartney 3. I think it's career retrospective, but it culminates.
Right.
Okay. Because I know people who are huge Beatles / McCartney people.
Yeah, with that you get.
I'm gonna get. I think I've said this before. I'm gonna get shot for this, but I lost interest after Wings. Is that bad?
You can, man. It's subjective. You like what you like.
If I get shot when I walk out of here,
well,
you'll know.
That's a big problem.
You never should have said that about McCartney.
You got Beck. You got St. Vincent, Josh Homme, Damon Albarn. It's a
list. All right.
We're gonna throw actually only one jazz record this time, which is kind of nutty.
Oh, all right.
And another coverage record. Dave McMurray, Grateful Dedication. And these are jazz interpretations of the Grateful Dead catalog. And it works really well, because it's so jam bandy anyway.
Right.
And this guy's a great player. We were talking about Don Was earlier. He was the sax player in Was Not Was.
Oh, then I saw them live. I saw their numbers show.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, man. Cool. We actually hung out with those guys for a little bit.
That's some bragging rights.
Yeah. They were super cool. I actually talked to the guitar player for a long time. I can't remember who it was, but we were just talking, and because they did play with the pick. And he had a button on that said, "I don't play with the pick." And we had started talking about, you don't see that many, especially like rock or really aggressive guitar players that don't play with the pick. And somehow we got talking about Vernon Reid, because I guess Living Color was coming in a couple of weeks later. It's like, oh yeah, man, I go way back with Vernon. Tell Vernon I say hi. Whatever.
Did you tell Vernon that he said hi?
I didn't get to talk to Vernon on that one because that's when they were coming back opening for the Stones.
Oh,
yeah. So we didn't quite have any access.
That's a tough ticket. Yeah, it's hard to wrangle.
We didn't have any access at that point. Yeah.
Hey man, let's get into some reissues here.
Come on.
The Time. Morris Day in the Time. Still out there too.
Still doing
it. This record is great. It's so fun. It's
like they did a set at Free Press. One of the last Free Press. Yeah.
And they played on top. They also played at on top of the post office, which is about to be reopened as a venue.
Right. That's going to be that's Live Nation's new spot.
Yeah.
And a guy that I love, guitar player Jesse Johnson.
Oh, he's so great. Yeah. Princeton.
His solo album's nuts. I don't know if you can find it. It's him, a lot of hair, and a lot of pink leopard stuff on. But if you can find it, get it, because it's amazing.
Yeah, great record, and this is an indie store exclusive. It's on color vinyl, but I don't think this has been available on LP since it originally came out.
Dude, what was this, like 88 originally or something?
Yeah, it might even be earlier than that.
81.
Look out.
Here's what I know.
One of my favorite guys.
You're gonna need a new co-host.
Curtis Mayfield.
Oh,
this is part of that Run Out Group series where I was telling you where they take orders and that's it. That's it. Never.
So how many did you do of these?
I don't know. The numbers are out there actually. People can see them. Whatever.
But yeah, once this is done, it's done. It's not like you can go, I think I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah,
so they're not how it goes.
They won't press more even if I try to order it. They're not going to make more. Cool thing about this. So this is Curtis Mayfield's. Everybody knows him from Superfly. Everybody knows him from the Impressions. This is his best solo record, and it comes with another disc that's got outtakes and alternate versions of the original album. And I gotta point this out. One thing I love about this, they even recreated the original what we call hype sticker.
Yeah,
that was the sticker that was on the record if you went to go buy it in 1970.
Man, cut it out.
Yeah, how about that?
Hey, we get closed captioning too, by the way.
Do we really?
You've made it? I don't know.
Well, that's more about me. Probably.
Okay, anyway.
Not enunciating.
What's he saying?
Yeah,
what are the words?
Another Prince piece into the estate is going through the vault and putting this stuff out.
Jeez,
this is the latest one. The last thing was a Record Store Day piece, that Truth, which was an acoustic record, him doing the song from Crystal Ball. This is more stuff from that series.
This thing weighs like 3 pounds.
It's probably more than that. It comes with the Blu-ray, CD, and LP. That's the deluxe edition. It is available individually as a
I've been looking
one
for
CD
Blu-ray
and 2 LP. But it's also got the concert live at the Forum. What year is that?
I can't read that.
2011. So this is a later piece.
Relatively, yeah.
Look at that crazy guitar.
I know.
Oh, it's a bass actually.
It is a bass. That's just nuts.
Yeah, it comes with a hardcover book. That's for your friends.
But he's the man.
He was indeed, and is still the man.
This is true.
Quote from Prince here: "We made music way ahead of its time." Anyway,
modest too.
It's as fresh today as ever.
Very modest.
Yeah.
Incredibly humble.
Okay.
Modest.
A reissue that obviously a lot of these reissues come out and they package it with additional material that was not available originally, and this is one everybody's really excited about. Fleetwood Mac. I mean, they're bigger almost than they ever were. It's crazy how huge they are. This is their live album, which originally came out in 1980 from the Tusk tour, and they have packaged it with an extra disc with material that didn't make the cut when they were sequencing the original.
Love to have that as well.
And
3
that
CD,
is-
2 LP, 7-inch single.
And that's the big Mammer Jammer with everything in it. It's available as a 3 CD set, or as 2 LP set. So
That's a monster. We're running.
you
out of
can
room
buy the
here.
one that's for you. And you know what? At the end of the month, we did it. Oh, Leon Bridges.
Could you grab that one off the rack? Did you see it earlier?
It is to your
Yeah.
to your.
It's like a game of Husker Du.
It is. It's very shiny.
Hope the intern is trying to track this down. Thank you, Hope. She's awesome. She does it all. Do it.
Brand new record from Leon Bridges. I mean, what
Texas's own.
one of our greatest exports to the world right now with Soul. And you want to talk shiny, right?
Yeah. You know, another great young soulful voice, you know, kind of keeping that vibe going. And the video to this, of course, to the single is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, watched it last night as well. And I also, you know, and this guy's doing it on a lot of different levels. And, you know, he's got his own fashion thing kind of happening, you know, his own style. He never, you know, it's not jeans and a t-shirt, and, you know.
No. He's
everything
what
is
show did he wear
curated.
that crazy cowboy suit that had all the
Was it
Texas
Grammys?
stuff. So I
Was
think
it
it was the
Grammys?
Grammys. Yeah,
Yeah.
had all these
Yeah.
patches and stuff. It
Yeah,
was all Texas
but he's
themed.
definitely one to watch. You know, he's right now. I mean, this dude's doing it.
And this is a deep record. We're going to be talking about singles from this record. 6 months from now, this record's still going to be a big record.
Yeah,
We're glad it's finally out.
that
now.
dude's bad to the bone, man. There's
He is bad.
Well, remember, well, yeah. I mean, you know, not to go deep, but, you know, when they announced him as a rodeo performer, you know, a lot of people were going, it's like, oh, you know, they weren't feeling it, and I think a lot of people went and saw it and really dug it, you know, but may have not been ready for that headlining slot yet. I don't know. You know, it's one of those deals. He could probably go somewhere in the UK right now and sell out, you know,
Right. No, absolutely.
a soccer
And
stadium.
it's going to keep building. And honestly,
Yeah.
I think this record, had there not been a global pandemic, probably would have been out. There wouldn't be that stretch between the last record.
Would have been killing it. All right, man. I think that brings us to the end. Quinn, excellent suggestions as well. What's coming up? Anything we need to be looking for?
What is going on?
We got to do staff picks one day. We keep
we're
talking about
we're
it.
working on it.
We got to do staff.
dragging-
We're going to do a whole show on staff picks. You know, want to give a little shout out to the massive production crew and store staff here that work diligently behind the scenes to make this happen. Yeah. They're so good. They're so quiet. You don't even know they're there. All right, man. So if you're not, you need to follow the at Cactus Music on the Instagram, because you can get your updates on what's new, what's hot, staff picks, all of that stuff. We're going to get out of here right now. We will see you next Thursday, same time, for The Drop. The Drop.
Wife change started.
Ooh.
There's a